Welcome back to Information and Insights. I'm Dr. Stephen Hampe, candidate for the Rome City School District's Board of Education. And there's already been a question received. Fair warning, this is going to take a bit of time to answer fully. The question was inspired by my answer to police officers being in the schools asked during the NAACP event, so let's address that one right now. Am I anti-police? As a former auxiliary police officer and ambulance EMT, I most certainly am not anti-police. And since that service in my younger days, I have become a forensic psychologist, and my response to the question in the NAACP event came from experience gained in that field. In fact, on May 20th, I'll be presenting a seminar on school shooters to Walden University's forensic psychology program. Some of the information for that presentation comes from a seminar I attended during my first board term. In fact, the day before the COVID shutdown, I was at a presentation arranged by Oneida County Sheriff Rob Maceo. There were rumors buzzing about that we were there meeting to discuss the pending shutdown. In fact, it was the principal investigator of the shooting at Marjorie Stoneham High School in Parkland, Florida, sharing his insights about primarily the police response to that horrible incident. And as you may recall, there was an officer on site at Parkland who did not respond. In fact, there was an officer on site at Columbine who also did not respond. Also, during my previous term, I attended a presentation by the former superintendent of Newtown, Connecticut, about how her district responded to the heartbreaking events at Sandy Hook Elementary. But as horrendous as those and all of the other shooting events have been, the simple reality is an American public school student statistically stands a better chance being killed traveling to or from school than being involved in a shooting. That student stands a greater chance of being struck by lightning than being killed in a school shooting. Beyond paying attention to the media coverage of those events, I also attended seminars at all three of the New York State School Board's conventions during my first term. And sadly, part of my perspective comes from the fact that there are many people who are more than happy to profit off of our fears with all sorts of products and presentations, from bulletproof backpacks to self-contained panic rooms for classrooms. Absolutely, our children need to be kept safe so that they are able to engage in the joy of learning as kids, not as prisoners in a fortress. This is a delicate balance that needs to be maintained. Beyond the risk analysis, there has also been significant exposure to the reality of a serious disparity and how some members of American society are engaged with by police. Wherever you may fall in your opinions about Colin Kaepernick's taking a knee or the Black Lives Matter movement, I would hope we could agree that some police, have not employed the same standards or practices in their duty to protect and serve. Some members of our community have legitimate and long-standing concerns about how they are perceived by law enforcement. Now bring that to the hallways of our elementary schools, STRAU or RFA. I've had the pleasure of meeting and speaking with most of the SROs and SSOs in the Rome City School District. All that I've met have been friendly and professional, which is gratifying. Still, given the realities that we have all seen through the disturbing incidents captioned on video of kindergartners being handcuffed or middle schoolers being body slammed by police, the troubling question comes to mind, is Rome different or just lucky? Again, I've worn a badge and a uniform, patrolled a community, and provided security for events in a community very similar to Rome. I appreciate that there are many fine and professional law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line for us every single day. I'm dedicated to ensuring that our children are able to go to school and learn safely and securely. I just also want to be clear that just because I feel a certain way about something, I'm not shutting off those who may have very different perceptions or experiences. I want to hear from them and have their voices heard as well. This is obviously an issue that strikes a powerful emotional chord, and I want to hear from everyone so the fullest perspective is considered. This has been Information and Insights. I'm Dr. Stephen Hampe, and I'd appreciate your vote on May 18th for the Rome City School District's Board of Education.